Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. I love you. Sending you a very big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane in this now moment. So, I want to quickly share a message that I received from my guides. Hopefully, I can break it down. It was a little complicated, but here's what they were showing me today. They were showing me that the humans play ping pong with each other on an energetic level, and that it's a very unconscious state of being, even for those that believe they're awakened. So, really quickly, when you start awakening, or what I like to call kind of shifting into higher states of consciousness, the lights around you turn on and you start to see the room you're in. So when you are unconscious or unawakened, you're being the human, but you're in a room that's very dark. So you're not aware of the choices you have, the empowerment that you have, the creative abilities that you have, the higher dimensional being that you are, the multidimensional being that you are, etc., etc. There's all these things that we don't recognize or realize when the room is dark. And as we start to hold more light in the body, we start to awaken and the light turns on in the room and we start seeing our behaviors, we start seeing our emotions, we start seeing the external and the impact the external has on us, the way we have given our power and our choices away, etc., etc. Okay, so what they were saying was one of the things that's kind of trickery right now for humans is that they're still playing in this ping pong game. And here's what they mean. Imagine another person standing around you or beside you, whether it's on screen or in person, meaning social media, YouTube, television, movie screen, right? There's another human, and you are interacting with that human in some capacity, whether you're watching them do something, listening to them do something, having a conversation with them, whatever it is. And there is an energetic ping pong that starts to happen. So you're responding to them, they're responding to you, you're reacting to them, they're reacting to you. And this is very unconscious for many humans. Meaning, as I am engaging with this human, what state of consciousness am I in? As I am engaging with this human, how am I feeling? How am I being? Am I reacting to that human through the ping pong table? Am I responding to that human through the ping pong game that we're playing? And how conscious am I during this interaction? Because what happens to a lot of us is that we are unconscious of this ping pong back and forth, and we start blaming the other person, right? Their energy drained me. They made me feel this way. I left and all of a sudden I feel, etc., etc., etc. I did this because they did that, right? I had to do this because they did ... right? There is this unconscious experience of not taking responsibility for ourselves when we're in that ping pong table. And so it's this cycle, this loop that happens. And what we're being asked over and over and over again is to take self-responsibility for your state of consciousness. Because if we are continuing to blame others, if we are continuing to react and respond from a state of victimhood, somebody's doing something to me and that's why I'm feeling this way. Somebody's behaving a certain way and that's why I'm feeling this way. Even blaming, right? Putting up posts where you're belittling and blaming people, dividing, creating divide. Those types of things is a ping pong back and forth. And so what they were saying, and this is a little bit confusing, but hopefully you get the point. What they're saying is, how aware are you of your state of consciousness? And are you taking responsibility for it? Because the more we take responsibility for our state of consciousness, our emotion, our thought, our belief, our behavior, the quicker we will be able to shift the entire human collective. Because when we continue to unconsciously play ping pong back and forth, we are staying stuck in the dimensional field that we are here to move out of. i.e., shift and pull ourselves out of so that we can be in a more awakened state of consciousness or awareness. Because the only way that we can shift that which we're in is to see what we are in. And so if we're continuing to perpetuate this ping pong game, they're saying, you're not seeing what you're in. Does this make sense? So are you blaming others for what you're thinking and feeling and being and doing? Are you? Most of us do a lot of that. Are we blaming others? Because nobody is responsible for you but you. Nobody. Nobody's responsible for your thoughts. Nobody's responsible for your beliefs. Nobody's responsible for your behaviors. Nobody's responsible for your emotions but you. And that is a very empowered, sovereign state of being. And when you come back to that over and over and over again, you start to choose in every now moment how you are going to be when you have a ping pong game with another human. And when you are in more of an awakened state of consciousness, not in victimhood, you will have a very different exchange with that human. Many times, the reason that we fight, the reason that we get upset with, the reason that we belittle, the reason that we try to create a divide in communities, name call in communities, is because we are in a state of consciousness that is not taking responsibility for our own beingness. So we're blaming them for things. So when you start thinking about a human collective and all of these systems that we are here to dismantle and alchemize, we have to start here. We have to break out of the ping pong game of they're doing something to me, they're making me feel a certain way, it's their fault. Because if we stay in that state, we will perpetuate the third dimensional ping pong game that we are here to awaken out of. This isn't easy. And even this message is a little bit like, what? Even when I was sitting with my guides, I was like, what? I got to go deeper. Like, I'm confused. Like, it's deeper than what I'm saying, but this is the best way that I can surface level experience or talk about it right now. We shift collective systems in the external. Systems that are full of greed, manipulation, fear, control. We shift it by holding ourselves in awakened states or more evolved states of consciousness, so that when we step out and play ping pong, we respond and react from a more awakened state, so that we don't perpetuate the state of consciousness we are shifting. So if you see a system that is full of fear and control, and this system is trying to manipulate you and control you, if you respond from a stop trying to control me, stop putting fear in me, you can't do this, why are you doing this to me, this isn't fair, this isn't right, you are playing ping pong. You are reacting and responding from the same state of awareness as that fear and control. Even though you're aware that you're being controlled, you're still responding from a state of consciousness that believes that they have control over you. That's why you're getting angry. But if you move yourself back here and say, wait a second, nobody has any power over my beingness, and I am choosing in every now moment how to be, think, feel, etc. Then when you see these systems, these people, these groups trying to control or push fear onto you, you're beyond it. It doesn't impact you. You see it and you respond very differently. You don't respond with anger and rage and screw you, F you, you can't control me, you're not going to do this to me, etc., etc. But instead you're like, oh, I see you. I'm free and I'm sovereign. I get what you're doing. I see that there's a ping pong game playing out here. And when I choose to be how I want to be, when I choose to feel how I want to feel, that system, that person, that experience, that event no longer has control over you or power over you. And this doesn't mean that you don't speak up. This doesn't mean that you don't speak your truth. This doesn't mean that you don't go and protest or do whatever you need to do. It means that you are constantly aware of the state of consciousness that you're in when you're playing ping pong. And that, they said, is the next leveling up for humanity. Is making change, is being sovereign, is speaking truth, is standing up for your rights, breaking free from this third dimensional field, from a state of complete awareness that you are in charge, that you create your emotions, thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, no matter what is happening externally with anyone, any system, any organization. So that when you play ping pong, you are aware of the game, you are aware of your state of consciousness, and you play ping pong from a more awakened state of consciousness. Continuing to create divide, continuing to name call, continuing to break people down, continuing to belittle, continuing to, that just perpetuates. And that is, that behavior, that beingness is remaining in this sort of unconscious ping pong game. They're doing this, so I'm going to do this. They said this, so I'm going to say this. We shift an entire human collective into higher or more awakened states of consciousness by taking complete self-responsibility for ourselves and choosing the state of consciousness we want to be in every now moment as we continue to watch and dismantle fear, greed, control, manipulation, chaos, censorship, etc., etc., divide, all of these consciousnesses as we start to watch them get louder and louder and we play ping pong with them. What state of consciousness are you in? Are you blaming them? Is it their fault? Sovereignty, self-responsibility, being the multidimensional creator, it's not easy, but it's what we're here to be. It's who we are. Hopefully this made sense. I love you so much. Thank you for being here as we continue to play ping pong with everything in the external, but remembering to come back here, self-responsibility, sovereignty, choice, freedom, free will. What is your state of consciousness in every now moment? How am I being in that ping pong game? I love you.